Good morning, students. Myself, K. Lakshmi, Assistant Professor in the Department of SNH, Chevron Engineering College. And the title is Polarization. Today's topic is application of polarization. So, today's session, we discuss about the entire polarization phenomena, how the polarization, what is unpolarized light, what is polarized light, and types of polarized light, and also types of polarization, and some more applications of polarization. Let us recall the entire chapter, polarization. Let us recall that. The first one is ordinary light. Ordinary light means general sodium bulb, tube light, etc. So light is a form of electromagnetic wave. That means it consisting of electric field and magnetic field. And these two fields are perpendicular to each other and they are in same phase. And also these two fields are perpendicular to the direction of propagation. That means this is the light wave. Actually, x direction is the propagation of light wave. Whenever light wave passes through along x-axis, and this is an electromagnetic wave, at each and every point there are two vectors, and the red color indicates the electric vector vibrations and the blue color indicates the magnetic vector vibrations. That means when you observe that the electric vector is along, the electric vector vibrations are along y-axis, whereas magnetic field vector vibrations along z-axis. That means when a light ray travel along x-axis direction, at each and every point there is an electric vector and magnetic vector vibrations, and which are perpendicular to each other, and both electric and magnetic are perpendicular to propagation of the wave. So this figure is clearly explained that how a light wave travels. That means simply light wave is a combination of electric and magnetic vector, and these two are in perpendicular, and also these two are perpendicular to the propagation of the wave. So that is an explanation about an ordinary light. Then ordinary light is also named as unpolarized light. Why it is called unpolarized light? The waves vibrate in all possible directions. The wave vibrates in all possible directions. Next, what is the polarization? Polarization means which transform the unpolarized light into, which transforms the unpolarized light into polarized light. So simply polarization means conversion of unpolarized light into polarized light. Then this is a schematic figure of phenomena of polarization. Here it is a polarizer and it is a polarizer 2, or we call it as analyzer also. So whenever an unpolarized light, here it is unpolarized light. Why it is called unpolarized light? Here the light vector, That means the electric vector vibrates in all directions. So whenever they enter into the polarizer, so here the polarizer material is generally calcite crystal, tourmaline crystal, etc. They filtered the all the directions and they only emitted vertical light, vertically polarized light. So this is the use of a polarizer one. When you observe that here the polarizer is in a vertical shape, so that's why it allows only vertical polarizer light. Whereas in polarizer 2, it is in a horizontal position. It is in a horizontal position. So that's why after this polarizer 2, we cannot observe any light. Why? Because this light is in a direction vertical, whereas the polarizer 2 allows only horizontal light. So that is the application of a polarizer. So which light we have to want? Whether we want vertical, then we use vertical polarizer. Or if we want for horizontal light, then we use horizontal polarizer. So that is the application of the polarizer material. Then what is plane of vibration and plane of polarization? So here A, B, this is the crystal. Actually, it may be tourmaline or calcite crystal. Now, an ordinary light, that means an unpolarized light, incident on this tourmaline crystal. And this is the wave propagation direction. And this is the direction of a particle vibration. Okay. Now, wave propagation direction, in which plane wave is propagated, then that plane is called plane of polarized light. And vibrations are which plane? Then that plane is called plane of vibration. So here the plane A, B, C, D. In this plane, the vibrations are taken place. So that's why here the plane ABCD is called plane of vibration. Whereas the light propagates along plane E, F, G, H. So it is called either plane of polarized light or it is also called plane of polarization. Next one is, in the starting slide, we discuss about light is a electromagnetic wave. That means it consisting of electric vector and magnetic vector. But in the entire this chapter, we discuss only electric field vector. Why we cannot consider both electric and magnetic field vector? Because as the influence of electric vector, the influence of magnetic field vector is very, very small. So simply the magnetic field vector does not change anything in the light. So magnetic vector is predominantly electric vector. Because of that, the strength of the electric field vector is too high as compared with the strength of the magnetic field. So that's why even though light is a electromagnetic wave nature, but in entire topic, we discuss only electric vector. Because the influence of electric vector is more as compared with the magnetic vector. So that's why we only discuss electric vector. Electric vector is only considered as a polarization and not magnetic field vector. And next, types of polarization. We already discussed in types of polarization. So this is the linearly polarization, and this is the circular polarization. This is the elliptical polarization. In elliptical polarization. So how we get the circular polarization? By the superimposition of two light waves, two plane polarized light waves, and which having equal in amplitude, and they have phase difference is 90 degrees. That means simply two light waves are superimposed, then we get a circular polarized light. So when you observe that, here the red color is one of the polarized light, and the green color is another polarized light. That means here the red color indicates the one plane polarized light, I mean vertical polarized light, and the green color is horizontal polarized light. Now, by the superimposition of these two polarized light, finally we got a circular polarized light, which is indicated by the blue color. Okay. So here also a clear image is there. So one vertical plane polarized light, that is in green color, and here there is another plane polarized light. When you observe that green and red are in a perpendicular manner, now by the superimposition of these two colors, a circular polarized light is formed, that is indicated in the blue color. Okay, a circular polarized light is formed. So the blue color indicates the circular polarized light. Here the very important point is both green and red colors waves are plane polarized light, and they have same amplitude. That is the very important. That means same amplitude light waves are superimposed. Then only we get the circular polarization. If the amplitude is different, then what happened? If the amplitude is different, then we get the elliptical polarized light. Then we get the elliptical polarized light. So here the clear image is, you observe that. So here red color is indicates the one of the plane polarized light, and the blue color is indicates the another plane polarized light, and the both are superimposed in a perpendicular manner, but the very key point are different compared with the circular polarized light is they are in out of phase. They are in out of phase. Then by the superimposition of these two waves, we get an elliptical shape. So here you observe the blue color. This is the elliptical shape. So that means here the wavelength is very different as compared with the circular polarized. So these are the types of polarized light: circular polarized light, elliptical polarized light. And next, methods of achieving polarization. That means how we convert the unpolarized light into polarized light. There are several methods are there. So among that we have 4 types and 5 types are there. Actually reflection and transmission, scattering, dichroism. Dichroism means it is also called as selective absorption method also. And birefringency. Birefringency means a double refraction. Okay, let us discuss one by one. So polarization by reflection. So it is clearly explained by this picture. So when unpolarized light is incident on a glass plate, it splits into two parts. One is reflection, another one is refraction. When you observe the figure here, the refracted light is also unpolarized light. So here indicates the direction of multiple direction of light. But whereas in reflected side, only one direction. That means it is converted into polarized light by the reflection process. So again, here also clearly pictured. So when an unpolarized light is incident on it, so why it is called unpolarized light? It has multiple directions. So it is incident on it on a glass plate. So automatically there is a refraction and a reflection. But along the reflection, there is only one direction. That means an unpolarized light is converted into polarized light by reflection process. And also, it clearly explained basing on Brewster's law. So simply the statement of Brewster's law is the tangent of polarizing angle is equal to the refractive index of the material. And we also study how to prove the Brewster's law. We also studied in the previous sessions. And these are the pictures you observe here. Picture A, without a polarizer, when you observe the figure, so here there is some shadows are there. But whereas you observe the same picture with a vertical polarized light, so here the image is somewhere different compared with without polarizer. And this is a picture with the horizontal polarizer. That means here these three pictures are photos developed by using the glass plates. So here the first picture we cannot use any polarizer glass. So that means without any polarizer glass, the image is blurred. Whereas we use any vertical polarizer material, so some different, somewhat different from without polarizer material, but it is very clarity by using horizontal polarizer material. So this is the one of the application of polarizer material. Okay, and the next one. Polarization by scattering. So here, actually, the light is scattered due to the atoms of the material. So here the electrons are actually inside the atom, the electrons are continuously in vibration motion. So whenever light strikes the atom, due to that, electron starts vibrations. And these electrons produces a new electromagnetic waves in all possible directions. So the newly generated waves strike the neighboring atoms, and thereby the continuing process, the output light is a scattering light. So here, the best example for polarization of a scattering is why in the atmosphere leading to blue color. Actually, in atmosphere, we have clouds. So the atoms in that cloud, by the scattering of light of electrons, so due to that scattering of electrons, the light is transmitted to neighboring electrons. So this continuation process gives the blue color in the atmosphere. So this is the picture which indicates the how we observe blue color in the atmosphere. An unpolarized light is incident on the atom. It splits into polarized light. Again, it is transmitted to unpolarized to neighboring atoms. So in the continuous process, due to this scattering, we observe blue color in the atmosphere. And also, polarization by birefringency. So it is also called as double refraction. That means when we observe or view any object through this crystal, two images are seen. Why? Because the phenomena of double refraction is when an unpolarized light is incident on the calcite crystal, it splits into two refracted rays. It splits into two refracted rays. So this is the figure. So this is an unpolarized light incident on it. It splits into two refracted rays. One is O ray and another one is E ray. So polarization by dichroism. It is also called selective absorption. So it will be explained clearly by this is the picture, selective absorption. So here it is a polarizer in a vertical shape. It is another polarizer which is also in vertical shape. When this converts the polarizer in a vertical polarizer light, when these two polarizers are arranged, these two crystals are arranged in a parallel manner, then automatically the vertical light is emitted through it. Whereas if these two crystals are arranged in a perpendicular manner, we cannot observe after this. Why? Because here the direction of the crystal and the direction of the light are quite opposite. So we cannot observe through the light after analyzer. So when polarizer and analyzer are in a parallel manner or aligned in the same direction, then only after analyzer we observe the light. If polarizer and analyzer are in a perpendicular manner, we cannot observe the light after analyzer. That means the intensity of emitted light after analyzer is explained with the help of Malus law. And what is Malus law and what is the derivation of Malus law already we discussed in the previous section. Okay, now, so this is also one of the clear picture to observe the Malus law. So this is a light, unpolarized light. So that's why it is travels in all direction. Here it is a polarizer. It is in a vertical polarizer. Here analyzer is also in a vertical position. Then only after analyzer we observe light. So if in case analyzer is arranged in a horizontal position, so we cannot observe. So light cannot throw it because so this light is in a vertical position, but here the analyzer is in a horizontal position. So the intensity of the light is zero at a perpendicular position. So it was clearly we understand through Malus law. And next, very important topic, applications of polarization of light. So polarized sunglasses. So by using polarized sunglasses, so this is the very important application. This is the picture without polarized sunglasses. So when a fisherman used polarized sunglasses, that means the picture is like that. So he easily observe the location of the fish under the water. So that is the one of the application of polarized sunglasses. That means it opposes the sunlight. So this is also another application. without polarized sunglasses. So this is the image after using of a polarized sunglass. So in a driving, it is easy to observe the neighboring cars, their lighting. Okay, so that is the one of the application of polarized sunglasses. And also in photographic filters. Okay, so this is the picture without use of polarizing filters. Filters means they are made with glasses like calcite and tourmaline crystals. So this is the photograph without use of tourmaline and calcite filters. But here, this is the picture very clear. So this is obtained by using polarized filters. So it is very nice as compared with the without filter. That is the one of the application of polarization in photographic pictures. So this is also one of the, so here it is a specimen of glass. It is a horizontal polarizer. It is photographed by using horizontal polarizer filter. And this is the photograph by using vertical polarizer filter. This is the photograph without using any polarizing filter. And next, Titamus fly test. So it is also a clear picture of very small insects with the help of polarized filters. And these are also some of the photographic captured. So here the one of the application is to observe the blue color of sky by using polarized material, polarized filters. So this is the picture, horizontal polarized filter is used. This one is vertical polarized filter used. And this is the picture, no polarized filter as used. And next, applications of birefringent, that means double refraction. So here, double refraction phenomenon is simply an unpolarized light converted into two diffracted rays. That means we can observe two images of the object. And also polarizers are also used in liquid crystal display. That means our LCD TV. In our LCD TV is also working. The screen is made with the polarizing filters. Then only we observe the image display here. So in a LCD TV also in our regular life LCD TV, the filters are made with polarizing materials. That is also one of the application of the polarized materials. And also we clearly observe the retinal nerve fiber layer. Our eye retinal nerve fiber layer clearly. And also whenever when the patient viewing in a for testing eyesight. So here for testing the sight, here we use a optotype polarized material, which detecting the how much sight is there. So in testing purpose also we use polarized material by ophthalmologist. And also to detect the what is the sight percentage. And also we use for determination of mineral concentration with the help of polarized light microscope configuration. and other applications of polarization. Entopic phenomena. Entopic phenomena means some of the people cannot observe blue color. This is the some of the problem due to their fluctuation in the blood pressure. So this phenomena is reduced by using spectacles which are made with the polarized material. And also in 3D pictures, in 3D films. So the left eye sees the move projected from right, and right eye sees the move projected from left. So that's why the viewers feel the depth of the picture. So in 3D films, we use polarized spectacles in cinema hall. And also it is used to analyze the strength of the stress analysis. That means if there is any breakages in the material, like a plastic or steel or glass materials, if there is any inner breakages are there, we can analyze with the help of polarized light. When we observe through the polarized light, it clearly gives the image in the form of colors. So by recollecting the waves of colors, we can detect the if there is any damage inside the material. That is also one of the application of polarized materials. And in psychometry, psychometry means it is used in the to measure the concentration of sugar in the sugar solutions. So that is also one of the application of polarized materials. And also it is used in ophthalmoscope, which is control the unwanted reflections. That means in front of the cornea. Cornea means it is the one of the layer of our retina, top layer of retina. So by using respective filters, red filter, blue filter, and green filter, etc. By using suitable filter, we control the unwanted reflections from our eye. So these are the applications of polarization. So today's session we completed, and the polarization topic is also completed. Thank you to all.